Hi guys, how you doing? Amy Murphy here. I'm so honored to be on this feed today. Wow, there's a whole lot of you guys in this group. I just noticed when I was logging in, there's about 78,000 people in this group. Holy moly, pressure's on. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about closing this sale. Now, do you guys find that, you're sharing, the products or the opportunity, and then you just get so far, and then crickets or nothing? It's like, how can you get people to go to the next step? Hey, Greta, what's up, my girlfriend? Hey, Jennifer, girls, what's up? Nice to see you this morning. Hey, Julie. So I was asked to talk about closing the sale, and a lot of us, we spend a lot of time with people building relationships, which is so important, and but then, what is that next step? What do you need to do to okay, let's close some people, let's move this along. Now, first of all, remember that not everybody has shampoo on the brain like we do. We have our goals, we have our targets, and we, want it to happen now. But not everybody is ready right now. So that's the importance of flipping back to the other day. There was a topic being spoke about following up. So that's why it's important to keep following up, so that there will be a time where you can close them. But everyone's going to be on their own time, so don't take it personally when people are in your inbox and they're there and you're working on them and you can't seem to close them. But that's okay, because it's all going to be on their own time. Everybody, will get there eventually. I always say, unless they're dead, unless they die, or unless they actually tell you, no, I'm not interested, go away, leave me alone, then you're good to keep communicating with these people. And there's some good news. If you have people in your inbox, oh, well, thank you, Michelle. Yes, I never wear navy. I switched it up a bit today. If you have people in your inbox and you're not sure where to go next, I'm pretty sure that after today I have some tips for you that maybe will give you some kickstarters to kind of kick back into conversation with some people that maybe you might be able to turn around and get them moving along. So, basically, first and foremost, at the end of the day, we're not trying to convince anybody to do anything they don't want to do, right? We are offering the products and the opportunity. We're just sharing with people what we love. We know that Monat is a gift. We know that. We know it with all our heart, that it can help your hair. It can help your financial situation. We know that. So we're trying to share it. We are not trying to convince anybody otherwise. And that's where I sometimes feel like there's a disconnect, is people, a lot of people ask me, they're like, how can I recruit more people? How can I, get more customers? And I'm like, well, if you're passionately and consistently sharing about what you love and helping find where it fits in their life, some people might try to convert or try to make somebody be a market partner, when maybe in reality they're better suited to be your awesome, loyal VIP customer, but you're very focused on getting them into the business because you're not listening to where they want to be. And maybe you're trying to put them into a spot because you're trying to hit a goal or a target, but you're not listening to them and you're not hearing them. Like, if people are expressing that, they're looking for something in their life, like the questions you ask, and by listening to the answers, you'll be able to decipher where you can kind of make the conversation go. And at the end of the day, if you're offering the 3 ways, they're gonna choose. Like, when you share the 3 ways, retail, VIP, or market partner, when you share that, they are going to start thinking themselves where they belong. And when you're asking more questions and hearing their answers, you're going to be able to gauge that and offer benefits of these options. So just keep that in mind when you are talking to people and trying to figure out and trying to close them where they belong. If you're really, really asking questions and listening and to their needs, you're really going to find where they should kind of go. So kind of going on that, sort of, I guess a little tip that I wanted to say would be like, stop trying to close like everybody. You're just trying to find people that are open. Like, we're not hunters, we're not sharks gatherers. We're not like hunting people. We are farmers. We plant seeds. We share, we nurture relationships. We grow, right? Our job isn't to convince anybody, to be in our company or buy our products, but rather we are trying to, find people that are open. We're looking to share. We're looking to educate. And when you offer value to people, you'll find out if they're open. And when they're open, they're going to decide how they want to get involved, right? So when you're solving their problems and you're offering them value, they're going to come to those conclusions, and it's going to be a whole lot easier, right? So I have a ton of notes here. Woo-hoo! I was brainstorming for you guys this last week, so I got a lot of stuff to share with you. I hope I have time. They didn't give us an actual time, so let's see how we go today, how long we go. So one of my biggest tips is, when it comes to working your business, is to try to be less salesy and less pushy. Like, try not to be so salesman-y and so pushy. But more so, think of yourself as a consultant, where you're trying to listen and you're trying to help. So by the question, I'm going to be giving you tons of examples today, but based on the questions, that you're asking them and actually listening to their answers, you can help them. And when you approach it in that regard, offering, advice and educating and benefits and helping and solving, you become more of a consultant, and then you're not regarded as that salesy salesperson. Because I know a lot of people, when they get into the business, when they're looking to join a business, sometimes they're like, well, I'm not a salesperson. I can't do that. Well, if you're not acting like a salesperson, then they might think, hey, I can do what she's doing. She just asked me, questions. She was just getting to know me. And like, if you start talking about business stuff, they're not going to automatically think, oh, I can't do that, because you're not doing that to them, right? So when you're not acting like a pushy salesperson, for one, they're going to be more apt to interact with you and engage with you, and you're solving their problems and you're offering your value there. You're not going to be, they're not going to turn away from you or start resisting you because you're working with them to solve their problem. You're helping them with their hair or their financial situation. You're not pushing something on them. You're not selling something to them. You're working with them to help figure out where, you can fit Monat in their life. So, listening, asking questions, offering benefits on the product and the opportunity. So closing the sale, there's two ways. There's closing the sale. Hello, everybody. Hi, Ann. So there's two ways: closing the sale for a product or closing the sale for an opportunity. So I'm going to kind of give you guys some great transition questions when it comes to after you've educated them and you've had some conversations. I'm going to offer you guys some great things that you could try. So what I feel is the reason why sometimes your prospect may not buy from you or join from you is because you haven't painted that picture yet, or you haven't given that vision yet as to what it could look like, what their hair could be, or their life could be. If you give them that vision, like when you're talking with them and you're engaging with them, you're asking questions, providing value. If they can't see themselves using that product in their bathroom, or if they can't see what their hair could look like or what they could envision it being like, or maybe if they can't envision what it would be like to have that financial freedom or be home with their kids, when you'll know what that is by listening to their answers when you're asking these questions, you're going to gather that information and you're going to be able to paint them a picture. Now, if you paint them that picture, that's going to really help connect the dots for them. A lot of people try to jump from point A to point B really quick. Here's my product, there's a flash sale, buy it. And it's like, unless like that small 3% of people that are ready to buy something and they're open to like buying it because you posted it, like that's a very low percentage. Realistically, 90 something million people, like, okay, that's not the right figure. Okay, so like 97, there's my math. 97% of the people out there, they're not hot and ready to buy or join. So flashing them at flash sale or like just saying, buy my stuff, join my team, it's not gonna work. They need to, first of all, talk with them, engage with them, ask them questions. What it is they're looking for. Are they looking for hair, solve hair problem? Are they looking for something in their life? Gathering that information on what they tell you, you can respond and paint a picture for them. Paint that vision, and when they start seeing that vision, there's no way, they're going to say no. But they may not say yes today, and they might not say yes tomorrow, but when you keep connecting with them and painting that vision with them, and connecting the dots for them, you're going to find that sooner than later, you're going to find they're going to take that next step, right? So a couple of questions would be, okay, so here's a transition phase. So after you've talked to somebody, you've painted the vision, I'm sitting on my feet. I'm not in my office today, I'm sitting upstairs because all my kids are out, so I'm sitting in my kitchen. And I'm sitting on my feet. My feet fell asleep. Okay, so, sorry. I squirrel a lot. Sorry. I got lots of value, I promise. You have to get through my squirrel moments. Okay, so, transition phase. After you've gotten the information, you've gathered the information, you're talking, and you've heard them. So there's one thing to ask questions and then just keep asking questions, but it's actually another thing to hear them. Hear what they've said, listen to what they've said. So a transition phase would be, this is great. So after listening to what you said, so you can write this down, pause this video, rewind it when you watch replay. So here's some great things. So I'll say it slowly and I'll repeat myself. So when you talk to the person, after you've asked questions, here we go. You can say, after listening to what you were saying, or after hearing you, this is why I believe that this is a perfect fit for you. Now, there's a couple reasons why this transition phase is great. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because when you say, after what you were saying, or I hear what you said, after listening to what you said, after hearing what you said, you can use it however you like, but you're acknowledging you listened to them, right? You listened, you heard. That is so important to say, based on what you just told me, or after hearing what you said, after listening to, the things you were telling me, I believe this would be a great product for you because, or I believe this would be a great opportunity for you because, and then you can go and say what you want to say. And there's a reason why this works. This is Tony Robbins did a study about asking people like to put the word because. That because is a really good word. Because anything you say after it, it holds for some reason, it holds higher regard. So I believe what I'm going to say is really important because I could say whatever it is and your psychology is going to hear what I say, right? Right after I say the word because. So he did a study and he said that people that asked to cut in line, so people said, oh, can I cut, like at a grocery store, can I cut in line in front of you? And then that's it. If they don't finish the sentence, less people were likely to let the people butt in front of them. But if the person said, hey, can I cut in front of you in line because, I'm running late, my children, they're getting off school in an hour and I need to get back. If there was something behind the word because, most people were more apt to let them go in line. So isn't that interesting? I thought that was really, really, really interesting. So using the word because, it heightens the sense, it heightens the power of what you're saying. the rest of your sentence. So when you say, you know what, after hearing what you said, after listening to those, the things that you were telling me, I truly feel that this would be a fit for you because, or I truly feel that, this could benefit you because, and you can kind of say back to them, relate back to them the reasons of why this would be a fit for them. And they're more, it's going to be heightened and it's going to be connected more so in them. So that's just a little transition sentence that you could actually pop back in if you have some crickets that are people that are sitting there and haven't responded to you. And you can say, you know what? After thinking about, our conversation and I heard all those things that you said and I was listening and I was kind of thinking it over. I really do think that you would benefit from some of these products because, your hair this, your hair that, like it really would help that. After hearing what you said and you tell me that story, I just was mulling it over the last week. I know we haven't been in touch, but, I was really thinking about it and I truly do feel like this opportunity would be great for you because what you, blah, 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 all the things you told me and this offers the this, that. So whatever you say after because, you're going to bring it back to them and loop it back. So if you guys are feeling stuck and you're feeling like you need to touch base with somebody, try that and see if you get further with them. And if you haven't tried it yet, try it and see what happens. Do you guys love the Happy Hair Quiz, by the way? The Happy Hair Quiz is awesome. I have gotten, my inbox in my back office is blowing up. I don't even, I feel like I have to dedicate a whole day to responding to those because it's getting really good hits. I love that tool. Thank you, Monat. That's a really great tool because when they take it, it goes right to you. So you've gathered that contact. I think it's brilliant. So when you're sharing about the products, and looking at the Happy Hair Quiz, a great question to ask them after taking the hair quiz could be, you could say, which products jump out to you right away, along with the ones that were suggested. You could say that. And that way you don't get a yes or no answer because a lot of times be aware of not asking questions that they'll just give a yes or a no. Oh, did you love that? They're going to say, yeah, no, right? So they... ask questions that's going to give you an answer and engage because then again, you can start gathering that information and then you could always use that transition phase, that transition line saying, well, after hearing, you're reading your results and hearing what it is that stood out to you. Well, I truly feel these would be a benefit to you because blah, right? So that's a little tip for the Happy Hair Quiz to kind of close that one. When sharing about ways to order products, you could always ask, what interests you the most about the 3 ways to enjoy our products? So you share with them the 3 ways and you can say, would you rather, do you feel like full price or discounted or maybe discount plus summer earning income? So those are some ways you could offer asking, the 3 ways. Like I always offer 3 ways. I just put that out there because I find for me, it's easier to let them choose, because if you find a prospect and you focus on them and you're really focusing on market partner, they might not be interested in market partner. And you might lose them because you're just pushing the business. You're pushing the business and they just really don't maybe want to do the business, but they might be standing there and they might be a really, really, really good VIP for you. They might be one of your loyal VIPs, but you push the business so hard on them that now they don't want anything to do with it at all. So I personally feel that offering the 3 ways, whenever you talk about Monat, whenever it comes to offering, when it comes down to it, when they say, yeah, I'm interested, I want to hear more, like, how can I order this? When they ask me how can I order it, I always offer the 3 ways. I love that. How would you like to enjoy these products? There's 3 ways you can enjoy them. I'm happy to help you whichever way you choose. And, there's full price, there's the discount, or you can get a discount plus some income earning opportunity on the side. So I say the 3. and they choose, because they're going to come back with you and tell you. And when they talk back to you and tell you things, you could say, well, like based on what you've just told me, I think that you're right. That would be a perfect fit for you, because you were mentioning about how, you wanted to stay home with your child. So that does make more sense. Getting a discount plus earning some income on the side, that sounds amazing, right? You've just connected it and you used your because. So anything you say after because, it's going to be very powerful. So there you go. There's another thing that they could say is if they respond saying that they want to think about it, if they're like, okay, I want to think about it, I'm going to go take a look at your website. So here's something that you could say to them so you can stay connected. Don't just say, okay, here's my site, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, what do I do next? It's been a week. How do I ask them? What happens? So here's what you can say. You could respond this. If they say, yeah, I want to think about it, give me your website. Say, all right, that's a great idea. You guys, that's a great idea. I never want to forget to touch base with somebody. So what's a good time to check in with you and see what questions you may have? Would tomorrow morning be okay? There you go. You could do that. So you're offering them a time. You could always offer, another tip would be offering 2 times. Would tomorrow morning work or tomorrow afternoon? And then you give them a choice so they feel like they can kind of say, oh, you know what? Tomorrow afternoon's better. Great, that's fantastic. So you can offer them 2 time slots or what have you, but I would put a time in there so it gets a sense of urgency. It gives you a plan. They're expecting you to follow up. It gives you that next step. You're already planting the seed for the next step, for the next communication. So I think that would be a really wise idea. So, agree with them. Like, oh, yeah, I want to take a look at your website. Great, that's an awesome idea. I never want to forget to touch base with someone. So what's a good time to check in with you to see what questions you may have? Would tomorrow morning work? Would tomorrow afternoon work? What works best for you? And then let them answer. So that's a great way to keep the communication going. Ask your questions, and there you go. Now, remember this. If you don't find out why they are interested in your products or opportunity, someone else is going to. So when you've made contact with somebody and you are connecting, you're prospecting people, if you don't be that investigator, ask those questions, find out what they want, where they could fit, where their needs are, someone else is going to do that for you. And it won't help you in your business, because they're gonna close. You're gonna do all the prep work. You're gonna get them all thinking about it, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, it's gonna be in their mind, the back of their mind. And then if they start having conversations, if you don't keep following up with them and touching base with them and working on closing them, then someone else is going to do that for you, because we're that awesome. So here's a little food for thought. Think about this. Earning an income by starting a business is like baking cookies in front of a friend and not offering them a cookie. Do you guys agree with that statement? I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought that was a really great statement, and I thought I wanted you to mull on that for a minute. So it's really important to share. Like when you talk about, so many people are scared to close people. I know, first of all, a lot of people are scared to talk to people and prospect them, but once you've done that, once you've done the hard work and you've got that communication going and you start sharing about things, it's like showing people, like, I'm baking cookies, here's some cookies, and then it's like you're not offering them one. It's like, what? You're not going to give them the cookie? You're not going to give them the prize, the gift? You're not going to give them the actual gift? It's like dangling in front of them. Here's a cookie, but you're not going to have it. I'm going to bake you a cookie, but I'm not going to give you one. I'm going to tell you all about this amazing product and all these amazing opportunities, but then I'm not going to offer it to you. It's like, don't be scared, you guys, to offer the opportunity or the products to people. Don't be afraid to ask for the sale, so to speak, or continuing on that conversation and moving into the closing process. I feel like the closing step is that final step. And so many people, once they've done all that work, they get cold feet because they're scared they're going to look salesy, or they're going to, be pushy. And if you rewind the video and you go back to what I was saying, those tips will help you from being that. If you truly are coming from a place of you're baking your cookies with your friends and and then you're going to share that cookie with the friend. Well, sharing that information is the same way. Sharing the information, finding out what it is that they're looking for, they're needing, whether it's hair or opportunity, and then giving them the product, the opportunity. They can choose how they want to receive the gift or the cookie, whether it's VIP, MP, or retail. They can choose how they want to eat the cookie, but you got to offer them the cookie. Right? You can't just make the cookie and not give it to them. So think about that. So next time you're getting nervous when it comes to the closing part, when you get to the close and you're like, okay, I've prospected them. Yay, I've got prospects. Okay, I'm talking to them, I'm adding value, I'm educating them. Now I need to get to the sale part. Don't hold back the cookie. Give them the cookie. They can choose how they want to eat the cookie. That's the best part. You're not force feeding them. You're not throwing it in their mouth. You're going to give them the choice, and they can choose. That's the best part. Which cookie would you like? You can choose, right? So, imagine sharing your, just sharing your love and your excitement for the products, but then not inviting them to join in. Like, we all celebrate, how awesome this opportunity is. We love putting it out there. Oh my gosh, I love what Monique does for us. It's done this for me. It's done that for me. But then not actually inviting the people you're showing it to, but not inviting them in. Think about that. You're celebrating it and you're showing them a better way of life, of hair, whether it's product, opportunity. You're showing them this and you get that far, but then you don't ask them, you don't invite them. Who wants to do that to their friend? I know I want all my friends to enjoy the financial freedom. I want them to enjoy beautiful hair. So I'm not just going to show them what I have and look at my nice hair, look at my beautiful house, look what Monique's done for me, but then not give it to you, right? Guys, I have amazing hair, best I've ever had. I'm almost 40, 39, and I got like 15-year-old hair. 15 might be a little young. Okay, I got 19-year-old hair, come have it too. I have this financial freedom that I get to stay home with my kids, enjoy this lifestyle too. But you can choose how you want to do it. If you want just great hair, amazing, you can choose. The choice is always there. That's what I love about it. So you're sharing and you're offering them choice. You're not just force feeding them, like, enjoy it, this is how you have to do it, right? So yeah, and remember, if you don't do it, somebody else will. And then you'll be sad because someone else took the person you were talking to, didn't follow up with them, you didn't close them. Keep working on it. Remember, be consultants, not pussy salespeople. You're helping people, you're sharing, you have a gift. We have a gift, and I'm telling you, this is the best gift in the whole wide world. And I come from, I don't know if you guys know my background, but I was in direct sales for the past 20 years. Before Monat, I was in direct sales for about 17 years. And I started when I was 19 and my first company, and I was in at least 10 companies before Monat. I wasn't a serial jumper. Like, I didn't build a business and jump and build a bit. It wasn't like that. My history is that I would join a company and I didn't know what it meant to really work network marketing companies. I would join and I would be a salesperson and I would sell to family and friends. That pattern would last me about 3 months before I gave up because I couldn't go any further. I couldn't go any further because I was just selling, and when the selling would die down, then I would be like, well, that product didn't work, and then I would kind of join another company and try it again. It wasn't until I hit Monat, 17 years of doing this, not making any money, spending more than I made, trying to figure it out. I knew in my head the model worked. I didn't know how to work it. I knew network marketing worked because I kept going back for more. I knew it worked. And I finally made the decision when I joined Monat. I made that decision. I was like, I'm going to learn how to make this work. I know it works. How does it work? And I finally learned. And Monat is the way they have training for us, they give us the tools. They teach us how to be leaders. Finally, my mindset was really geared towards, I'm going to figure this out and I really absorbed everything, and the leadership, and from the corporate side, and our uplines is just top notch, you guys. So I can honestly say from experience that this company, everything, comp plan, support, training, materials, everything. Sideline love, the fact that we don't compete with each other's lines, like we're so happy to help the family out. I've never seen it in any other company I've been in, and I can say that from experience because I have 20 years experience in network marketing, and I've not done a thing, to be worthy until Monat. 2.5 years ago, my path changed, and it finally clicked, it finally connected. So I can tell you from experience, we're in a good spot. That was a squirrel moment. Sorry. Talk about closing, got on a tangent, happens. But it's just the importance of just sharing, because I guess I wanted to just relate to you and let you know that this is a gift, and we do have something to share with people. And if you're going to educate people and then not actually offer it to them, that's where the disconnect is, right? That's where the disconnect is. Try to remember, okay, I've baked the cookies with them. Now I need to offer them that cookie. Okay, I've shared with them, the benefits and the value. Now I need to offer them that, so go take that next step and don't be afraid. It's okay if they say no, it's okay, because it means no. It might not be no forever. It just might be no, not right now, right? And that's okay, because it's all timing for people, and not everybody's on our time. People are on their own time. So don't be afraid for them to say no. Don't be afraid to ever fail, because failing is when you learn, and you'll learn by what you're saying and what you're doing. You'll be able to learn how to say it differently or better to down the road with other people. So make sure you remember that. You're offering a service to help people find the right product, and you're offering a way to buy it, or you're offering your service, of how to help people in their life, and you're just showing them the best way to get involved. That's it. You're like a consultant. You're not a pushy salesperson. You're offering a service, you're offering a product, and you're showing people the best way to order or get involved based on what it is they're looking for. It's them. It's not about you, boo. It's about them. Remember? It's about them. It's not what you need. Oh, I need to finish a block, so I need to make sure they're VIP. No. What's best for them? If they seem like they're going to be a killer market partner, then I would be signing them up as a market partner if they're looking for business opportunity, right? Go get another VIP, go share a cookie with somebody else. Maybe they'll be your VIP, but this person seems like, but based on what you hear, I hear what you're saying. I based on what I heard, it sounds like market partner would be a good fit for you, because you're saying you're looking for some extra time or some extra income. Boom. So you'd offer them that. Right? So listen to your people and take the pressure off yourself, that you're not a salesperson. You are a consultant. You're sharing, and you're offering services, and you're offering ways to get involved. That's it. So I think that was all of my notes. I think I plowed through all of my notes. I've been scratching them off as I go. That was crazy. So maybe, some other questions. I wrote down some questions that maybe if you're looking to talk with people, move them along. If you want to write some of these down, these are just my last final tips for today. Some questions you might want to ask that might help you when you're trying to find out if people are open and move people along in the process for closing them. So some questions you could say: why would you be open to this business? If based on the particular conversation you had, tailor these questions, slip these in. So I'm just going to give you some. So why would you be open to this business? Or why are you looking for alternative sources of income? If they tell you that, ask them why. Like, this is ways of gathering information, right? You ask these questions so you can learn where they are at in their life. You can bring it around to the other sentence that I said before. So why are you open to trying new products? They're going to tell you what's wrong with the products they're using, right? So why are you open? Why are you opening to using new products? Why are you open to hearing about, an alternative source of income? Why are you open to another business? Things like that. So those are some questions that you could slip in there if you're having conversations. So here's a couple more questions that maybe might help you. One of the questions you could say is, what do you do and how long have you done it? So, if you're talking about business and, you could ask them now, like, what do you do right now? And how long have you done it? Just gauge where they are in their life. What do they do right now? That's not a bad question to ask. And it's not a yes or no question. If you're talking to them about business, why not ask them what they do and how long is it done? So you can become a problem solver and not a salesperson, and you can find, the missing pieces and provide those pieces with obviously our product or opportunity. So then the next question you could ask, you could say, oh, how do you like what you do? Like ask them do you love it? Oh, you must love it. You've been doing it that long, right? Ask them, say, oh, you must love that. You've been doing it for that long because they told you how long you've done it. So if they said I've been like a airplane traffic controller for 15 years. Oh, wow. How do you like that? You must love what you do, right? You've been in it for like 15 years. Here we go. What are they going to say? I love it, but, I don't get, it's like I'm working really late hours and I don't get to be home with my kids and put them to bed. Oh, so then you're gathering information. And then guess what? That transition line down the road after you have your conversation, well, based on what you told me, I truly feel like this could be a fit for you because you'll be able to stay home with your kids at night. You're painting that vision. You're connecting the dots, right? Anything that comes after because, remember, it's very powerful. And you're going to use what they said to you. So these questions are going to give you your answers. They're going to give you the piece of the pie. They're going to give you the cookie to give to the people. Here's your cookie, right? Here's your cookie. They're going to take the cookie. I'm telling you, they're going to take the cookie. So, most will respond with a problem. After you ask these questions, so what do you do and how long have you done it? Well, how do you like what you do? You must love it. You've been doing it a long time, right? Or, if they haven't been in it long, you must not like it that much because you've only been in you've been in this, like maybe it was someone who's been in a couple different jobs. Oh, well, you might not be finding, happiness in those jobs. You've kind of jumped around a little bit. Like, what's going on here? Ask them, see what they say, gauge the answers. They're going to respond. If you ask these questions, they're open-ended questions. They're probably going to respond with something about kids. I don't get to see my kids. Don't have time for this. Don't have money for this. They're going to respond to you with something that you're going to be able to give them, and you're going to be able to give them that cookie. Okay. So a third question that you could ask when you're starting to connect the dots and bake your cookie, gathering all this information is like baking your cookie, right? You're starting to bake the cookie. You're asking the questions, gathering the information, the cookie's being made, and then boom, you're going to serve, when the vision's painted, you're going to serve them the cookie, and they're most likely going to take it. It might not be today. They might not eat the cookie today. They might be a little full. They're not ready. But when they're hungry and they're ready for that cookie, you best believe they'll be taking the cookie. Okay, so the last question would be, do you feel things will change with what you are currently doing? Or would you be open to something else that could help you reach your goals? Right? What a great question. Isn't that a great question to lead into? So this would be a great question to ask before you go into that transition sentence that I was mentioning. Wouldn't this be a great last question to kind of like put the last ingredient in that cookie? Do you feel things will change with what you're currently doing? Or would you be open to something else that would help you reach your goals? Like you want to stay home with your kids, this, that. Would you be open to hearing about something that might help you with that, right? Based on what you told me, based on what I hear you, I heard what you said, and based on that, what you told me, I truly feel this could be a fit for you because you're going to have that time freedom. You're going to be able to work, when you want. You're not going to be out late. You're going to have that financial freedom. Boom, powerful, right? So there you go. That is my training for today. I hope you found some nuggets. Even one nugget I'd be happy with. Drop a cookie below if you found some nuggets. I love the cookie analogy for today. I thought that was really fun to use, but it makes sense, right? You're building that cookie. You're sharing the information. The worst thing you could do is not give person the dang cookie, right? So build your cookie, all that information, all that, building, of getting all the information. You're getting all that done, and then you're going to bring it around with your transition phase. So If you found value, comment below, share below what you found value in so that other people might be able to pick out some notes. And I personally love to see what people are loving. So if there's something that stood out to you, please feel free to comment below and let me know what it is that you loved. And yeah, drop a bunch of cookies below, guys. If you're sharing cookies, you drop those cookies. Cookies, cookies, cookies. Let's eat. What's your favorite cookie? Mine's macadamia nut, and chocolate chip is a close second. So have an awesome day, guys. I love you. Share with your teams. Hopefully you found some value. Love you all. Mwah. See ya.